Good Morning Britain viewers were left up in arms after the government announced plans to overhaul the Independent Water Commission in place of a new watchdog. Good Morning Britain's Ed Balls clashed with Feargal Sharkey following the new water sector review. On Monday, July 21, ITV News correspondent Louisa James discussed the new report from the Independent Water Commission as the government announces its plans to overhaul the sector in place of a new, more powerful complaints watchdog. These new bodies would replace Ofwat, the Drinking Water Inspectorate, the criticised regulator for a new integrated regulator in England to combine the functions of Ofwat as well as taking on the water functions from the Environment Agency and Natural England. To get another opinion on the latest development, the 58-year-old broadcaster and his co-star Kate Garraway welcomed campaigner Feargal Sharkey onto the programme. It didn't take long before the Irishman slammed the new plans in a heated on-air debate. Ed began, "Is it all for the birds if they don't renationalise and take it into public control, or do you think that some of the things in here can make a difference and improve things somewhat, even if they don't go as far as you'd like?" It was at this point the musician made his thoughts clear on the new development as he called for Secretary of State for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Steve Reed to resign. He began, "Sir John Cunliffe, the Independent Water Commissioner, and I agree, he cast the gates of Ofwat and the Environment Agency, EA, were in total agreement. There are two failed organisations. But then he says he wants to abolish Ofwat. Well, I don't know how you can have that conversation without adding the Environment Agency to that list, and then we have to think of the role the ministers have had in all this for 35 years, because the board of Ofwat, the board of the EA were personally appointed by the Secretary of State for the Environment. Both of those organisations operate under guidance issued by the Secretary of State for the Environment, Steve Reed. The day he came to office, he could have sacked both those boards and reissued the guidance and ordered both those organisations to proactively enforce the law. I'm afraid for John because I think there are some good things in what he said, but at the heart of this, he believes this is an issue of public trust, and for me that blatantly ignores that this is an issue about corporate greed, manipulation, profiteering, financial engineering, £74 billion of debt and £84 billion of dividends that these companies have ramraded. Kate then asked the activist who will pay to correct the sector and put the water companies on the right track, to which he revealed, "You're paying for it anyway, this is the curious thing. I'm quoting the government this morning. There's £104 billion private sector investment, but I'm challenging them right now. There is no private sector investment. Shareholders are not putting their hands in their pockets for that money, that's why your bills have just gone up 30, 40, 50%. The chief executive for Northumberland Water just blew the gaff in Parliament 2 months ago. Now 85% of that money is coming from the bill increases. In the short term, it's coming out of our bank accounts, and we're certainly going to pay for it in the long term." He concluded, "I think the thing has become an utter shambles. The idea that on Friday, July, it was announced that 65% increase in serious pollution incidents. There is no pollution control anymore in this country, and I think Steve has got to reflect very carefully on the role H has played in the last 12 months. I think he should go."